from David Warner. 300. A history-making innings at the Oval. He loves it. The crowd loves it. David Warner.
Matthew Wade, it's not very often you're batting out in the middle and your partner scores a triple hundred. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, it was great to be out there. I tried to get out of the way, to be honest, and let Davey have his moment in the sun. But the ground certainly erupted. I just stood back and took it all in and let him do his thing. It was a cool moment.
There was a big hug between the two of you as well. Was there any words, anything you said to him in particular to congratulate him?
Oh yeah, I just think that the whole journey that Davey's been on. I went to the academy with him a long time ago, and I've played a lot of cricket with him. So all the stuff that happened in South Africa and then the Ashes, I think it's just an emotional build-up of everything that probably happened and probably came out when he got his 300. To be honest, he let it all out. So I just gave him a hug and said I was proud of him. Well done. So it was a cool moment for him and his family.
Was there a tear in Davey's eye at all, or is the ball a bit too tough for that?
I think the bull was just concentrating on keeping batting. He wanted to go after a few more records, I think. So I saw Candice in the stand come. She came up on the screen. I saw a tear in her eye. It's a big emotional build-up. He's been through a lot, and the family's been through a lot. And obviously, the recent series didn't go the way he wanted. He was under pressure coming into the series, and to do what he's done in the first 2 Test matches, we couldn't be prouder.
What does that say about him mentally, physically, his fitness today, just to get through everything he has gone through in the last couple of years particularly?
Yeah, he's never been known for his fitness, his long distance running or anything, Davey. But to be fair, when I went out there, he was still running as hard as any man I've ever seen. I was certainly blowing, don't worry about that. But yeah, to do what he did and then come out and his energy in the field and stuff, he's been up and about for the whole series. But yeah, it speaks volumes for the person that Davey is and the confidence in his own ability to come out of what happened and be able to come here and perform like he has.
Tell us a bit about the declaration. Was there any messages coming out, and were you aware of the 335 mark that seemed to be the point that Tim pulled the pin? Yeah,
we knew we were batting for around an hour and 20 minutes around that kind of number, so we knew coming into the session that's what we'll get. You saw obviously the way Smudger got out was we're going to try and up the ante and score as many as we could, and without being too reckless. So yeah, we're really clear on where we needed to be. I think we could have gone later into the night session and had a bit newer ball under lights, but I think with a bit of weather around and not quite knowing the situation there, we wanted to kind of push the game forward early and get out there and have a bowl.
Was there any talk from Davey about those numbers, the 334 of Bradman, 380 of Hayden, 400? Was he talking about that at all?
No, he wasn't chasing that too much. Once you get to that stage, I suppose you're looking at all kind of milestones. You don't get there too often. So, very, very proud of him to get where I think he went. 1 run past Tubby, and very proud of what he did.
What was it like watching Mitch Stark and the boys? They look like they were cranking it up tonight.
Yeah, when we first got out there, Starkey was bowling proper fast. And even the night session, it was quick, but I thought his first 3 or 4 overs straight away were as fast as I've seen for a long time. So he seems to like Adelaide, nice run up and let it fly. It's pretty cool to be standing at mid-off and watch those guys go about their work. They're world class.
Did you face him in the nets a couple of nights ago, the big 3 quicks? How was that?
Yeah, I faced Starkey and Camo, not good at all, but I think the whole thing with them in the nets, you're just telling yourself if you can get through this, you can kind of get through anything in any situation. So you don't get much harder than that in the nets. Those blokes flying in with brand new pink balls. So I did face them. It wasn't for long, thankfully, but yeah, it was a challenge.
Just finally, obviously, it's fantastic when the top order performs like that, but how do you and Travis Head and even Smudge go in the rooms where you're just waiting to have a bat for days and days on end? How do you handle that?
Yeah, I think Smudger doesn't handle it too well. He'd prefer to be getting out there. I think he might sneak Marnus down the order and get himself back up to 3. He wants to bat that much, but I'm okay. It's not the greatest thing to be doing, to be honest. You pacing around, not knowing quite when you're going to be in, when you're going to be out, what the situation is. So, it's not ideal, but it's what we get paid to do. We go out there and we've got to perform at any scenario, and I'd prefer to be in that scenario than probably what we were in the Ashes when we're 2 for not many all the time. So credit has to go to those guys. They've come and performed beautifully.